Hi everyone, and welcome to the next video in this series from Small Victories by Johanna Basford. We have quite a detailed picture here today considering the size of it, because we have a little fish and we have lily pads and water lilies. So there's quite a lot going on there, but I'm having a little think. I usually do fish in orange. I'm not going to. We have a lot of orange going on here. Of course, fish can be any colour at all, but I tend to do them orange. But I'm going to do this one purple, violet-y colour. Why not? Just to be different, I think. I'm just trying to decide whether to do the fins darker or lighter than the rest. I think I might do them lighter. I often do them darker. So let's do it a little bit differently. So let's start with our Polychromos violet and do the tail. Why not just get going? Now we have little bubbles here. Now often I would do a background of water and leave the bubbles white, but I'm thinking I don't really want to do a background here because we haven't done a background on any of the other pictures on this page. I think it might be a little odd. So I think what I'm going to do is to do the bubbles a watercolour, you know, a sort of turquoise type blue rather than white, and that may just work, hopefully. There's another fin there. Now I've got this sort of spines as well along the back. We'll do those in a different colour just so we get a bit of variation. So I am going to use the purple violet for those. I hope everyone's well today. I am colouring a lot of fish at the moment. I'm actually colouring part of the pull-out page from Lost Ocean. I'm coming near to finishing it and I figure I need to tackle that page, you know. It's quite a daunting one. I'm going to use mauve for the head because it's 4 pieces of page folded into the back. I have actually removed it from the book. There's some little perforations where you can do that, so it's fine, because I just figure it's going to be a little bit easier for me than it would have been keeping in the book, especially with the sort of it's got like a little turned over bit on the cover, so you'd have to fold that out, and there's creases and all sorts of things going on, so I just thought it was easier to take it out, so that's what I've done. I don't know if I did that on my first copy. I'll find out when I do my comparison flip through, which I can't wait to do. I've got to finish the book first. I love doing them. So if you don't know, my comparison flip through is where I flip through both my versions. This is blue violet. I'm going to use this for all the scales. So I'm going to start at the top with an intense layer and then try and reduce it as I come down the scale, so it's a bit paler at the bottom. They're quite small. It's not the easiest thing to do, especially as they get teeny towards the end, but I'm going to do my best. So yeah, I flipped through both books at the same time so I can compare how I coloured the pages the first time I did them and then the second time. And I always find it really interesting, and I hope that, well, my most popular video is actually my comparison flip through of my 2 Secret Garden books, and my comparison of my Enchanted Forest is quite popular too. I don't know if I've done one of Magical Jungle and Johanna's Christmas. They're not quite as popular, but they were more recent videos, and they are the sort of video that just sort of seems to grow and grow, you know, people just keep watching it. Whereas certain videos like this one, for example, I find they have a limited life in the sense that people will watch them when they first come out and then that's it really. They don't keep coming back, whereas, you know, the flip throughs and even just the completed book flip through that isn't a comparison is really popular. So I just have to keep finishing books and doing flip throughs. I try. I do enjoy finishing books, but so you can see how I find it much harder down here to fade the colour, but I'm just going to leave it like that. I can't do more than that really. Now our lily pads, I tend to vary the colour of them a little bit. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with the permanent green this time. Permanent green. And what I'm going to do is make it darker near these lines that are drawn on. Now I am going to use another colour in the spaces that I'm leaving. Don't worry, I'm not leaving them white. And I think if I do this, it might give them a little bit more shape. Like that. That's right. Yeah, so I'm doing this Lost Ocean page. I think I'm getting nearish to the end, about 20 pages left maybe. But I'll probably finish, actually probably might have finished it by now. Tales from a Witch's Cottage by Hannah Carlson. That's the next one I'm sort of due to finish. According to I've got a little chart of how many pages I've got left. This is grass green because I've got a list of books, you're probably aware. If you watch my completed pages videos, I've got a list of books that I want to finish this year. And I'm working through them, doing about 5 pages or so per book, per month. And I'm trying to finish one a month. And so far I have. So that's good. And I know in December there'll be a lot because I'll finish my planner and my tiny year. So there'll be a couple of completed books then. Now these lilies, I quite like doing them pink, a really pale pink. Quite often lilies are pink and white, really pretty. That's what I might do actually. I'll show you how to do one that's pink and white. I know, white. Oh. Right, so I'm using the Pink Madder Lake, and I'm just going to colour the inside part of the petal like that. And the idea is that I keep the edge white. And I do the same on this one down here. It's quite simple. And then I'm going to get my white pencil and do around the edge. Now because the paper is cream, it might show up. We'll find out, won't we? It is white. I always think I don't use my white, but it's getting quite short, isn't it? I think it's my original one though. So I'm just doing that little space around the edge. The best way to make them look really white is to use white pen, but then they disappear into the background, so you have to do a coloured background, which I have already decided not to do. So there we go. I don't know how much difference that has made, but it satisfies me knowing I've tried. Now we're going to do the centres in a yellow. I'm just going to use the light yellow glaze. There we go. I'm sure they don't look exactly like that, but I might use a bit of white pen on that after, but we're going to do the bubbles. I would like to do the light cobalt turquoise, but because they're really small, I'm going to use the cobalt green because I feel I need something that's going to make sure it shows up. So now you could absolutely use a glitter pen for this if you prefer, or make it sparkly. You could do a blue one, green one, silver one, clear one. There's a lot of options. Okay, I'm going to get my Posca white. I've actually just been gifted some new white pens. I want to try them out soon, but I'm going to be consistent in this video series and use the same one. I think it's a bit easier for everybody if I use the same pens. I mean, I guess you will use whatever white pen you've got, but I'm gonna put a tiny dot of white on the edge of the scales to make it look like they're reflecting the light somewhat, and it will make up for the fact that those ones at the bottom were a little bit dark. There we go. Gonna leave it there though, not too much white. So there it is, our fish. So yeah, thank you for watching today. Hoping that you have a really nice day today. Hope you get lots of colouring done. Yeah, thank you for watching and happy colouring.